Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Vinland Saga Season 1, Episode 5. I'm reacting to Vinland Saga, that's it. If you didn't know it, if you're discovering my channel with this video, I'm discovering this anime for the first time and it's so great. I knew that it could please me because it's about Vikings, because it's that kind of animation, drawings and all. And clearly the 4 first episodes pleased me, surprised me, and I'm gonna come back to it later, so I'm glad to be there to watch new episodes of it. I don't know how many I'm gonna watch today because maybe not. I'm gonna have an appointment, you know, like an appointment with my father. I don't know. So that way also maybe sometimes I'm gonna check my phone just in case, you know, he's calling me and stuff like that. So I prefer to warn you. I don't know how many times you're gonna see me with this outfit, you know, for Vinland Saga. I'm glad to be there for a new episode, even if like the last one really shocked me a lot. The fact that Thors died, was killed, just like that. I didn't expect it at all. Like, he was not for sure the main character. I guessed that it was Thorfinn, that it would be Thorfinn, that we would follow him, this young boy, his evolution, all of that. But I thought that we would keep Thors, at least for sometimes. Even if you know me, you know that I have that rule about mentor. At some point the mentor has to die or to disappear for the hero to shine on his or her own. That's something that you can in fact see in a lot of movies, in a lot of shows, in a lot of animes, in a lot of books. At some point the mentor has to disappear, like really. The mentor has to disappear, but first the mentor has to teach stuff to the young person, you know, the young kid. And right there I have the impression that he didn't have that time. I mean, he had time with Thorfinn for sure, but we never saw that, you know, the time that they spent together. And maybe the things that Thors taught him, we never saw it. And I have the impression that by going on that journey, you know, on this ship, I mean, Thorfinn was not supposed to be there, but no matter what, they were just beginning this journey, they were just beginning this little adventure on this ship, you know, and also I thought that during this moment, Thorfinn would have learned stuff from his dad about the situation in place, you know, we know that we have political stuff going on and that maybe at some point Thors was a part of it. He ran away, like he never talked about it truly with his son, why he ran away, what happened right there, and also all of the friends that he had, all of the enemies that he had, so it means that Thorfinn is gonna discover all of that on his own, and maybe sometimes he's gonna make some mistakes, like to trust the wrong person, to be on the wrong side, I don't know. And it's even more weird, you know, with the fact that I had the impression that we had a lot of mysteries, you know, around Thors. Again, why he ran away, but also the relationship that he had with Floki, the situation with Helga also, who is the daughter of the leader of the army. Also, what happened with Askeladd during the last episode, I had the impression that maybe at some point these Vikings, you know, even if they are pirates, they had some hope, you know, to have Thors as a leader. I don't know, like, I have the impression that we had so many mysteries around the guy that for sure he couldn't die just like that, just right now also into the season. So that was truly a shock for me. And I don't know now what to expect, like, all of these guys, they were taken away and they're gonna be sold as slaves. Thorfinn, he wants his revenge against Askeladd, and I can understand why, because in fact Thors won against Askeladd and no matter what, he he was killed, and for a little boy it's really unfair and he can only see that and all. But with time, growing up, I hope that Thorfinn is gonna understand that it was a situation with a pirate, so for Askeladd, you know, to not respect his promise, his words, that's not really a surprise. And no matter what, Askeladd was just obeying to orders for Floki, because Floki told him so, and that is really important, really interesting, and it means that in fact, you know, Askeladd was just the sword, but who was really leading that sword? It was Floki. So Floki is your real enemy. But for a young boy, it's too difficult to see it, to understand it. You know, just 2 episodes ago, for him, the only enemy that he had into his life, it was Halfhand, and that's all. Because all of his life, it was only his village, and Halfhand was coming and disturbing the life of his village, so it was the only enemy that he had. So when his dad, you know, said that he would go to fight some enemies and all, for Thorfinn it was like, who? Like, I can't see it, he can't understand things about countries, fighting, for what reasons. It's too big for him. And right there, this thing, you know, going on with Floki, it's about a background, a story that Thorfinn doesn't know anything about. So again, it's too big for him, it's something that he can't have on mind. I didn't cry when Thors died, and maybe some of you are gonna be surprised about it, because if you are following my channel, my videos since a long time, you know that I can be really emotional when a character is dying, but it's mostly when it's characters that I know that I love. 4 episodes, I didn't have the time to really connect with Thors, so to feel sad for him to die. I felt sad, but not like I would cry for him. But I felt sad, and I felt sad for Thorfinn mostly, who is gonna live now without his dad, without his mentor, without someone to tell him all of that, you know, about life. But also, you know, Thors, he began to talk about the fact that no one is truly your enemy, it's just people fighting because of political reasons, because they need to, because they are obeying to orders. Like, he began to talk about it with Thorfinn, but it was just a little. Like, really, Thors could have been such a good mentor for Thorfinn, but now it's never gonna happen. So he lost his dad, he lost his mentor, and he lost also his hero, because Thorfinn was looking at his dad like that, you know, was admiring him, and this hero that Thorfinn thought that Thors was, but again, we don't know really who he was, so that, it made me sad for Thorfinn, for him to lose all of that suddenly, and now what is gonna happen to him? I don't know, and I'm gonna discover that with you guys. Let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon, on which, that's it, you already have 4 episodes of advance, which means 2 weeks of advance. It's really a lot. And you have extended reaction part, which are already interesting because I'm not forced to cut that much and to play with opacity. And for the big episodes, meaning that already for the episode 1 and for the episode 4, I put the full reaction part, everything. If you can be interested by that, to have these advantages, you have my Patreon, and it's also the best way to support me, to help me to continue this channel, these videos. Let's go for this episode! Oh, Thorfinn. I don't understand, is really all on his own? All of the other ones, they're gonna be sold, you know, or they were already sold? You saw him on that ship, no one, none of you is looking at him, you know, is the kid alright, is he still alive? clear water. Oh, it looks good! Oh! They attacked the village? Okay, this anime is not gonna hide everything that the Vikings are doing, you know. They are attacking, they are firing, they are stealing, they are raping. I'm gonna see everything. No, it's not the right time. No. And you're clearly too weak. You know you're not strong enough? No, he didn't feel it, he didn't see it at all. Oh, I'm surprised. Okay, he's an impulsive kid, but that guy understood that he was not ready. Uh-huh. Ah. So no, in fact you're that impulsive. So you felt it? It's a question of honor. I'm a little proud of Thorfinn for that. Oh boy. Take it. Ah, you're gonna be sick. Oh, Thorfinn. You know, just... Yes! That's his place. It was not so... Ah, so they respected their promise? They didn't sound you. Okay, okay. Hilva? You're strong. She's not cold, she's strong. And she knows that now that there is no dad anymore, not her brother, she knows also that her mom has a bad health. She has to take care of everything. Ah! Which one? She needs time on her own. Listen to your mother. She knows you are keeping your mind busy to not think and to not be sad. I'm glad that we had news about them. Maybe one day. Are you finding your special mushrooms? Are you gonna stay there, Askeladd? He really tried to attack you? You remembered what he said, you learned from it, thanks to that you defended yourself. You really killed that wolf? Cool! I hope that you know how to make a fire now. Darling, okay. Ah. You learned a little thing, Thorfinn, but you're not ready for a duel. He's so little. No, you can't. Stop. That was well done. Well tried. He was not paid to kill you. He's not doing that to have fun. Oh, I really appreciate Askeladd. One that you're gonna keep? That was a good episode, but oh, I don't know. That was a rough one, you know, to see that young boy, that kid being so... He was at pain during the entire episode, you know, he couldn't drink, he couldn't eat, he couldn't defend himself, and he couldn't do what he's dreaming about, meaning having that big revenge for his dad against Askeladd. It was painful, you know, to see really a kid suffering that much, and not only physically but also mentally, because for him to feel that he's too weak, to not be able to to have that big revenge, we can see how important it is for him, and that it's the only thing which is making him continue, you know, not giving up. I mean by that, not giving up on life. I didn't understand, you know, that Askeladd kept his promise about not killing these guys and not also selling them as slaves. That's really great. I appreciate that. At least he kept that promise that he made to Thors. So really, Thorfinn could have gone with them, could have left with them, and he chose to hide into that ship again, to follow Askeladd and his guys, and to maybe at some point have his revenge. He stayed alive during all of this time, like we can imagine that it lasted for entire days, all of this journey, you know, on that ship. That much, you know, that when they arrived, when they were on the land, they didn't search for him at any moment, they didn't care about him at all. And at no moment, you know, they cared about him, they considered him. That's something great, because at least they didn't try to kill him, they didn't have fun, you know, also torturing him, killing him, and these guys, clearly they could have done it. It wouldn't have been a surprise. They are pirates, and we saw that, you know, they killed that monk earlier just because they wanted to have some fun, and right there what they did to this village. Like, I appreciate the fact that this anime is not gonna lie about it. For sure, I love Vikings, and you saw me watching Vikings, Vikings Valhalla, The Last Kingdom, and truly you know how much I love Vikings. But I'm not a blind fan of Vikings, you know, and I'm not gonna be like, oh no, these guys, they are just coming and they are so honorable that they are just stealing what they need and killing people that they need, but that's all. Clearly, these pirates, they came to kill, to destroy, they stole things, you know, and they raped these girls also maybe, and maybe they tortured them, and that was awful. I appreciate the fact that the anime, okay, is not showing it directly, but is suggesting it. I appreciate that. Thorfinn managed to follow them. He was that close, you know, to attack Askeladd. I was gonna say during his sleep, but in fact no, we learned after that Askeladd knew that the boy was right there, felt him, and he didn't do anything about it. I thought that Thorfinn didn't attack him right there because he knew that he was too weak, and in fact it was a question of honor. It was to do things like his dad taught him to do things. You're not attacking a man into his sleep. But clearly you are too weak, Thorfinn, and Askeladd understood that. That's why he never considered him really. That's why the duel, he didn't want to do it the first time, and the second time really didn't last for long. But I appreciate a lot how Askeladd is doing stuff, like when he killed Thors, it was not because it was something that he wanted to do, he was obeying to orders, he did all of that to have his money. All of what he said to Thors during that moment, that question also about, to Thors, why are you not our leader? And also after that, he saw that Thors didn't kill any of his guys, just hurt them on purpose. So I think that Askeladd, you know, he has respect, he had and he still has some respect for Thors, and that's why he didn't kill his son right there. And also because it's not who he is neither, Askeladd, I don't think so. Right there, killing a kid for what reason? To have fun, it's not something that he needs to do and he appreciates to do. And on the contrary, I think that he can also respect that kid who is not giving up and who wants his revenge, and it's logical for a kid to want a revenge for his dad, the dad that you killed. So that's why for Askeladd to make that promise, one day you're gonna come to me after becoming a great warrior and I'm gonna give you the duel that you want. It's not a surprise for me that Askeladd is saying so. And also, what happened during the previous episode, I have the impression that at some point maybe Askeladd was a warrior during this big war, was that honorable Viking, you know, like all of the other ones, and maybe at some point he lost face or something like that. I really appreciate Askeladd. Do I need to repeat it again? I know what he did was awful, but I respect him. And I appreciate him as a character also. All of his guys, you know, they didn't kill Thorfinn, and that's a miracle. None of them, you know, they could have done it, you know, just to have fun. Thorfinn, he learned how to feed himself and to protect himself just because of that thing that someone told him. He remembered it, and during that moment, he defended himself. Now what? Askeladd and his guys, they're gonna leave, and you're gonna be on your own, you know, near to this village. You're gonna become what? I'm glad that we had some news about the girls, you know, in Iceland, to say that they know the truth about what happened to Thors, how he died. Leif is gonna search for Thorfinn, that's great. Ylva is gonna take care of her mother. She knows that her mother has a bad health, and she's gonna take care of everything. Right there, she was just trying to keep her mind busy, to not feel sad, to not think about what happened, about her dad who died, her brother who is missing. She's a strong girl, you know, but her mother was right to give her that moment to realize all of what happened and to cry a little for it. That was cool, that was a cool episode, it was so well done, and so many moments also were really so great on screen. It looked really perfectly, but it was a rough episode, you know, like what happened to Thorfinn and all, it was rough. Okay, I'm gonna stop this video right now. I'm not gonna watch one more episode right now because, as you can see, sun is coming. Maybe this afternoon, I don't know, it's gonna depend on my father again, we'll see. No matter what, it's all for you and for me for this video, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now, bye!
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.